Welcome to LUV Her Podcast, the podcast where every woman feels loved, understood, and valued. And here's your host, Angeli Holmes and RJ Jackson. Two generations, one love.
Love her. She is bold, she is true. Love her. She is love, she is you.
Hey everybody, welcome to LUV Her Podcast. This is where we love, understand, and value the woman within. I'm RJ Jackson.
And I'm Angeli. Two generations, one love.
And this is your space. It's your safe space. It's your space to come home to yourself. So today we're having a heart-to-heart conversation about something that I believe touches us all. It's called, we know it as, work-life balance. I mean, that's what we as baby boomers know it as, but I believe the Gen Z call it the hustle culture. I don't know. What do you think? What do you guys look at this work-life balance as?
Gen Z looks at it as grind and keep grinding and working until you really can't work anymore mentally, until it drains you pretty much.
Yeah, so, the hustle, right?
Yes, especially with the economy being way higher than it usually has been over the past years. But yeah.
It's that hustle mentality, like get the bag, right?
Yes. Chase the bag.
Take the bag. Okay.
Chase the bag.
Chase the bag.
Yes.
I'm getting it.
Yes.
So chase
but
the bag.
They would do it by any means necessary.
Oh, wow. Okay. And we just feel like work hard, work hard, work hard. And if you work hard, it'll come to you. But I think I'm learning something different. How about you in terms of the hustle and the grind? Are you learning something different?
That it's a lot of hard work.
It's funny because you say it's a lot of hard work and we say, well, work hard. As baby boomers, we really were raised to believe you work hard, you climb the ladder, you grind in silence. You don't let people see what you're doing. Where to me, you all are like, show the world. I'm grinding. I'm chasing the bag. I'm hustling. I don't sleep or whatever. I don't know. What's your take on it?
Well, ever since social media and stuff flourished, there's more of that because we were raised with it. So of course, people are going to brag about it and just pretty much show that they're grinding, chasing the bag. But we don't really know if they're grinding or chasing the bag. They're just doing that to pretty much show off and brag, which is really not a big deal because it's like not impressive. That's what you're supposed to do to make money. Like, I don't know. Hopefully it's legal, but you're supposed to chase the bag and grind and work hard for what you want in life. And that's peace.
So it sounds like I hear you using that baby boomer language, like you've been influenced by the elder generation that says, no, it's important to work hard. And it's what you're supposed to do. Do the work so you can get paid and chase the bag so you can pay your bills, right?
Correct. Yes, that is the bare minimum. It's just we shouldn't be overworked. I don't think anyone should be overworked to barely make ends meet. Like it should be maybe 20 to 25 hours a week. And we should have a set minimum wage too, to where everyone gets paid at least 30 an hour. Because this, with the minimum wage being $15 an hour here in California or $7 back in like Florida or something. I'm not sure what the minimum wages are right now, but they're pretty low. That's what we can say. They're pretty low. And for everything to rise and not the minimum wage, we're struggling. So people have to work even harder. So it's just a matter of we shouldn't be overworking that because it's going to mentally drain us. And then people wonder why that we are the generation that expresses more of a depression stage or something like that.
I agree. I believe it's important to give the people what they need and to start with the basics of what they need to supply food, shelter for their family. And it does make it difficult when we don't have those things. No matter how much you quote unquote chase the bag, when you don't have enough, it's still a struggle. It's still hard. And that brings a question to mind for me in terms of what does your generation believe when it comes to your peace and your well-being?
Well, work smart, obviously. Don't work too hard. Don't work over your pay period. Just work not minimum, but just enough for them to be satisfied because they will overwork you. Protect your peace. That is very important. Protect your mindset, protect your health, protect your, especially emphasizing protect your health. Sleep. Make sure you get enough sleep. Make sure you get enough food in your system. Drink lots of water. Hydrate. These things are very important for you to be able to work hard. So that's what I think it means by protecting your peace. And then resting, you have to have persistent resting. Definitely sleep is very important to me. So mental health is very important. And as a Gen Z, we are starting to show that more, that mental health is very significant in order to accomplish anything.
And it is important. But when we look at the generations and the differences, so for example, you said rest, like how important it is to rest. And as a baby boomer, we're like, rest. Don't nobody have time to rest. We got work to do. And sometimes with that difference and that gap, we can judge your generation and say things like, you're so lazy. Like, why aren't you working? When I was your age, I had 5 jobs, right?
Yes.
Like when we were your age, we had to have 5 jobs. And so having that rest, as you say, I personally believe we have to learn as baby boomers, we have to believe and start receiving the fact that rest is important.
Agreed. And to comment on that, it's the fact that you said that how baby boomers are seeing us as more lazy now, when I do understand how things were back then. And props to you guys for going through that. That is awesome and amazing. But things are way different from back then. Like rent was probably like, back in your day, it was probably $600 for a nice little 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom apartment. Here in California alone, it's maybe $1,500, $1,600 for barely a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. And it's like, with the minimum wage being $15 an hour, how are we expected to, match that when it's not even being matched to us? And it's like, it's not that we're being lazy. It's just, you got to look at it from our point of view. We're dealing with the highest economic culture right now. And no one really gets that because they think, oh, just work hard, you'll get there, you got this. But it's like, you guys haven't dealt with this before. You guys had easier times back then. You guys had, money was way more valuable back then, because right now $100 is literally $1 right now. Like $100 will barely get you anywhere now. Back then, $100, that's a shopping spree at Dollar Tree. Now it's like maybe 20 items at Dollar Tree.
Well, back then we didn't have Dollar Tree, so I'm just saying.
You had 99 cents though.
And you know what? At the same time, you may feel it was easier for us, but in our generation, in our time, we still had our challenges that we had to face. And I think the key is not looking at our differences, but really looking at what we have in common and how we can work together in this time instead of criticizing or judging one another. What can we do to make it better? And for me personally, I think that is looking at what we have in common. What do you say?
I agree. I just feel like we should both respect each other's point of views and perspectives, because of course it's going to be different, but if we come together, we realize we're all pretty much working for the same thing, to gain eternal peace. I also believe that we want meaningful work, not just a paycheck, meaning that we want the work we do, we want it to make an impact. And I'm sure we all want that, but we just want to make sure that it's actually making a difference in the world, not just benefiting corporates and all that. I also feel that we both feel the pressure to just do it all, just do everything. Like, just pretty much be super independent without having help or asking for help, or just overworking ourselves and just driving and persistently driving until we can't no more. And I just feel like we just need to rest sometimes. And that's very important, guys. That's very important.
You know, I am so on the same page with you in terms of what we have in common. Yes, we want to know that we matter and that what we're doing is making a difference. It's purpose over paycheck, like you said. And that does give us value. And okay, girl, you are so right on that. We have it in common. We got to do it all, especially as women, right? I think that's across the board through generations. Like we are such caregivers. We feel we got to care for everybody in the world, take care of everything. Well, except ourselves. But that's another subject for another day.
Agreed.
But you are so right. You know what? I also believe that we are in this day and time learning, both as Gen Z and baby boomers, we're learning that rest is not a weakness. And it's important. And self-care does matter. Rest is wisdom. To take time out, refill your cup. And I think we're hearing more and more of those messages, which is really important for all of us to hear. And I also believe that we both struggle with guilt, like whether that is if we're grinding or if we're resting. Like if we're resting, we have this thing like, oh, I should be working. And if we're working, we're like, oh, I'm so tired, I should be resting. Like we never feel like what we're doing is good enough. Especially as women, we don't get that love her concept, like to love yourself enough to rest, love yourself enough to take time out, understand that you need to rest and value rest. We're learning that. Would you agree?
Yes.
It might look different, but listen, sis, tired is tired. Whether it's from a corporate boardroom or a coffee shop side hustle, we have all whispered, I can't keep doing this. So if you have felt that way or you're feeling that way, you're not alone. And that's why we're here.
Yes, I agree. So, sweetie, let me ask you, do you feel guilty for resting? Or are you like, girl, this nap is sacred?
Sacred, honey. Sacred.
When's the last time you had a nap?
Yesterday. And I'm about to take one today. Okay.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Me too.
For me, I don't need a long nap because if I take a long nap, I'm up all night. So I've learned what works for me. And I've learned that when I take that nap, 10 minutes, I get up feeling like, okay, let's go. Round 27, okay? In a 24-hour day. But it gives me what I need in order to succeed. Yes, there are days where I fight with myself and I say, I'm tired. I'm going to go take a nap. And then I say, no, you do this first. Or you can't. You still have to do this. But here's what I realize. If I keep going, I'm making more of a mess than I am accomplishing anything. Mm-hmm. So I've learned to say, take a break, give your brain a break, and go take the 10-minute nap.
Amen to that. I love naps. Naps is my best friend.
Of course, you Gen Z, you.
Right on, right on.
So since we're asking questions, let me ask you, if you had to pick a raise at work or an extra day off every week, which one are you taking?
Given the circumstances of what's going on with the world right now, I would honestly pick the raise at work because it's more money to provide for not only yourself, but for your family and for utilities and bills and whatnot. Because I already have 3 days off. I don't need an extra one off. I'd rather just take extra money. And I know it might seem selfish, but I don't think it's selfish because I'm thinking about more coming in my pocket so I could distribute it for more peace for myself.
Absolutely. And as you're taking in that more money, don't forget to invest and save for your future. Get a mutual fund. Be a part of some kind of investment, real estate, so that your money will work for you. And when you get 65, you will have saved enough, earned enough because you put your money into an investment that it has worked for you. And now you can take that rest. You can take an extra day off, or you don't even have to work because you're not in a position to figure it out. You already have it figured out. So be sure to add that. I love that you chose to add the money, because there's so much you can do, not only for yourself, but to be able to bless other people. And it's the word says it's a blessing to give, and the more you give, the more you have. So that's RJ's translation there. Not the living word, that's RJ's word.
Amen.
So whether you were raised to keep grinding or to guard your peace, know this: you are not weak for needing rest. You are not lazy for choosing joy. You are a woman learning to love herself deeply, to understand her worth clearly, and to value her voice louder.
And in this space, we don't judge your journey, we honor it. So take that breath, take that break, and remember, the woman you're becoming is worth the pace you're protecting.
Ooh, say that again for the people in the back. And before we go, we want to thank you. Thank you for joining us on the LUV Her Podcast. If this has resonated with your soul, share it. Share it with a friend who needs the reminder. She is allowed to rewrite her rhythm.
And this is your sign to take that extra day off to relax and focus on yourself. Read a book. Go take a walk at the park. Go to the beach. Take a stroll. Enjoy life. So until next time, keep loving, understanding, and valuing her.
Because you are her. Bye for now.
Adios.
Love her, she is whole. She is fire, she is soul. Love her, she is bold, she is true. She is love, she is you.